Here we go. Submariner 35. What happened here? If you take a good look at it, this is an older book. This is considered the vintage. But this vintage is only a 6.5. Yes, it's kind of okay. But there's something particular that makes this book special. And how did I do it? It's really easy. You see where I'm talking about yet? White pages. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the pages wider by using a backing board or magazine board, parchment paper, and a tack iron, and some moisture, my Sales Boy water. It's going to be great. The calcium water is going to be awesome. I'm going to show you the technique I use. Yes, please give me a like. I did a lot of work in these videos. And no hardcore amending. There's no deep washing. We're going to do it on a Weird Wonder Tales 8. Come on and join. All right, here we are. Get some of my homemade calcium Sales Boy solution. I call it Calcium Boy solution. It's good for getting the acid, the siliceousness in the pages, or some people call it the grit. It is going to strengthen the paper actually, and over time it will last a little longer. This does not ruin the paper. This is not water. This is a calcium water, basically milk water, lime water, what do they call it? Old term. Going back and forth, tack iron. I think it's set at 220 on this particular job. Parchment paper and a backing board is on the back. I'm using my calcium Sales Boy water. Swiveling back and forth as you saw. Look at that. Little bit lighter now. Beautiful. See behind, parchment paper in the board. Paper on both sides because the water's got to go somewhere with the steam. Dab it on. Yep, I'm just rolling around. Pull away. Don't go in. Just pull it away. Nice and slowly. See what's already picking up from the calcium water that I'm using. Slow. It looks like I'm just shoving it on there. I'm not. This is a light. And you can see where the moisture is hitting. It gets real dark. That's where a lot of your grit's at. And then I put the paper over it. Remember, there's the backing board behind it. You can use any magazine board. I just use a regular magazine board, shiny side up with the paper. Got paper on both sides because that's going to push the moisture through. Both sides, actually. It's going to push it through, but more on the top. And then it's going to come up out of the sides. So it's important to have paper on both sides. And just like that, look at that. It's a little lighter. Good. The solution's very good. The Sales Boy water, or Calcium Boy water. I like it. Clean is pretty good too. I'll use that. You can use regular water too. But with this calcium water, I'm getting a lot better results. So give me an idea in the comments if I should put a store on this or sell it, or if you're interested or something. Let's talk. Look at that. And just pulls right up. I'm not even in the situation to be taking it out because it takes a couple tries. The paper on both sides, like that, board on the back, dab it in, just dab, heat, repeat the process, and it starts to come up. Give me an idea in the comments if this is something you're interested in, if you think I should sell my idea a little bit. Back and forth. This is going to be a couple tries. Yeah, it's a little tanner than you want to do to these books, but I'm doing a very long video on this so because I get asked by people, how did you do that? Because I do go to my local store and buy books and come back with white pages. And this is one of the techniques I can do. And you can use UV light. Yes, but for beginners, I've been doing this for years, but try on something cheap. Don't go out and, oh, I got an Amazing Spider-Man 252. No. Try something just that's not worth anything before you try this technique, please. Heat will pull that water through. That's the whole point of this. Moisture and heat. Moisture and heat. Reverse it over and over and over. It's the point. It's kind of still and steady. Please, please, please do this on a cheap book if you're a beginner. I'll give you an example on the right here of the video what book you shouldn't do. We got this type of comic book where it's just more on that tan and brown stage. Don't even temp it. You're going to need a good cleaning, a Silicio wash, Triton X, all that, hardcore calcium. Some people even use good old, peroxide and all that. I don't do that really that often, but that's a whole different ballpark. So, give you example number 2 in the video on the right. Most of the book is white, except for these little bit at the top. It's kind of tan. This would be a good book to try it out on, at least for the first page. In the third video, what's a good white page from the 70s, 80s? Miss Marvel looks good, white pages all across. So this is considered good enough. I wouldn't even bother. I'd steam it up and put it in the press. These round cotton swabs are great. Get them nice and wet and just drag it. See how it gets wrinkly? And then the back side of the paper will get a little ripples to it. That's okay. Just as you use the tack iron to press a few times. Yeah, you're funny, Dylan. You'll see that it will pull the dirt, and just kind of remember that every few times you do this, kind of move the paper or get new paper as you do it. You can use actual printing paper too. I mean, if you really want to get it wet. But remember, what paper causes weak paper? And weak paper, it will tear and it will rip. So you have to be very careful. And the first wrap is always darker. Of course, it's darker. So usually a lot of the times when you're doing this, you only need to do it to the first or second wrap. I mean, tanning is always the first page or two. And you always want them to look the same. See, and then you go to the next page. It's a little less. Go to the next page. Pretty much almost to the white. See, it's getting a little less. A little less. I would have to go that deep to clean. Obviously, I probably wouldn't do it to this book, but you see what my point is. I believe I've done some to this book, the Thor 118. See, it's pretty close to being white pages. It's pretty even. As long as they all look similar, I notched it out. Go to Flash 147. It's tan. Pretty close tan. Cream. See? It's how far it goes in a little bit. But it's all similar, but a little tan. Solid white pages. I know this is more modern, but I'll give you an idea. If the first page looks like that, it's all white. But this is modern. They always look more white. Just thoughts and ideas. Any questions, just ask in the comments. I'm here to help. And here to listen to and learn. We're all supposed to get together and learn. Give me a comment about the name for the Sales Boy Solution Water. I took the name Calcium Boy Water. It's a wife's company, so I took her idea. She's so smart, though. I love her. Back and forth, back and forth. Keep it moving. Lift. A little better. Look at that. That is pretty darn good, I think. A few more dabs, and I think this book will be pretty much about done. Continuance with moist, circling with the tack iron, figure 8 motion, whatever works, back and forth. Don't keep it on the same spot more than 3 seconds. Always make sure that board is tucked in there though with that paper, because that gunk is going to go somewhere, and you don't want to be creating more damage. You want to do good. You don't want to be creating damage. All right, let's take a look at our ingenuity, our preservation here. Check it out. Look at that. Pretty much rounding it up here. This is pretty much ending process. Look at that, all even colors. And the whole point of this, to make a clean book, it's going to last longer if you use my water, of course. The calcium will take the acid out. Let me know in the comments if I should be putting the solution, the Sales Boy calcium water, calcium boy water. Let me know if I should change the name. I'm just using my wife's company's name. Just let me know in the comments on what you think. Thank you.